Okay, so now we have another short from this series, and this one is called Trouble at Home. And once again, it's on the Renmate Stuff YouTube channel. Go and subscribe over to there if you haven't already. Get all the extras that Ren puts out. It's really cool. Straight away. See him going for a beer there.
Sarah, where the hell have you been? You're out half the night and you roll in after 9 like it's nothing.
What's wrong with you?
This is his daughter.
I was at Mia's. I told you I'd be late. It's not even that late.
What's wrong with me? You're out there, no call, no text, hoodie up like you're some sort of yob traipsing around with God knows who. Do you think that's fine, Sarah?
I don't get you. I was safe. It was Mia's, not some random place. Why are you flipping out like this?
Because you don't think. You have no sense. You're just a kid. Do you have any idea what... Just get upstairs now.
What are you on about? You've gone mad. I shouldn't have to listen to you every time you lose your head over nothing. It's not fair. I'm not just some kid. I'm not staying for this. This doesn't... Mum, you've got to talk to him.
Oh, here comes Mum.
He's always drinking and shouting. I don't want to be here. I'm going back to Mia's.
Sarah, I'm warning you.
That's it. Enough. That's fine, Sarah. Just text when you get there safe, yeah?
Well, Mum's done a good thing there. Let Sarah go while they discuss
Kate,
this.
You can't just come down here.
And what? I heard all that. What the hell's got into you? She's 14, Richard, and you're tearing into her like she's done something awful. No, don't you turn away from me. A month of this. Snapping, brooding, drinking in the dark. I've held me tongue, I've given you room, and now this. Yelling at her over nothing. I won't have it.
I don't need room. I need my life back.
Your life? What about ours?
I was going to say, yeah.
You're not here.
It's infecting,
You're a ghost
affecting
around
everyone.
us. She's tiptoeing round you. I'm knackered holding us all together, and you're too bloody stubborn to say it.
Do you think I don't know I'm a mess?
Well, then do something. You're wrecking us. All you're doing is pushing her away, and you're pushing me towards the edge too. I've never seen you like this, and I can't keep pretending it's normal.
I didn't ask for any of this. None of it's on me.
No one's saying it is, Richard. God's sake. It's not about fault.
So let me just hear that bit again. My mind was thinking about something that they were talking about.
And I can't keep pretending it's normal.
I didn't ask for any of this. None of it's on me.
No one's saying it is, Richard. God's sake. It's not about fault. But you're the only one who can pull yourself out of this hole. We can't keep waiting for you to snap out of it.
Oh, it gives you chills, doesn't it? Absolutely chilling. Because I imagine there's many a conversation that happens like this that you're not privy to. Wow. Okay. What are my thoughts about this? What are my thoughts? So we discussed in the previous video, we talked about traumatic experiences, PTSD symptoms, and we ventured into this idea of complex PTSD. Now, in the UK, at least, we use something called the ICD-11 as a way to... that's our diagnostic criteria. So, the really cool thing about the ICD-11 is there's actually a browser that we can use as opposed to the DSM-5, which is a PDF download. So it makes it really easy to search things. That's why it's helpful. So we have a quick look at the ICD-11 browser. Give me a minute to sort this out. Okay, so we can load up the ICD-11. And if we come down to 6B40, which is the PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, we can see, we're not going to go through all of this, but PTSD essentially is characterized by the following: re-experiencing of the traumatic events in the form of memories, flashbacks, or nightmares. And they are typically accompanied by strong or overwhelming emotions, particularly fear or horror, and strong physical sensations. So that reliving aspect of it that I spoke in the last one, which leads to dissociation, so coming out of the present moment. And multiple times, even in this video, the mum said, or his wife said, something like, you're not here with us, you're not here. And that's what his work colleagues said, you're not here, you're not present. So there's some evidence of that. We've got 2, avoidance of thoughts and memories of the events, or avoidance of activities, situations, or people. So we talked about that last time. We talked about these internal and external reminders that are being avoided. We still have that here. Persistent perceptions of heightened current threat. So this is that heightened startle response. This is the hypervigilance, always looking around for threat. We've probably got enough for those 3. Now, the bit that I wanted to come on to was this idea of complex PTSD. So if we come on to complex PTSD, you'll see that, where is it? All the diagnostic requirements for PTSD are met. In addition, you need these parts. So problems in affect regulation. Now, we probably have that here because we've got evidence of kind of anger and irritability. That has been discussed. There's probably other difficulty in affect regulation. There was some difficulty in there in that conversation. It swung very quickly from being argumentative into feeling sad and crying. Now, 2, beliefs about oneself as diminished, defeated, or worthless, accompanied by shame, guilt, or failure related to the traumatic event. We don't really know this at this point. I talked about this in the last video where he's justified his actions given the way Screech was coming toward him. We don't know if he truly believes that or whether he's just vocalizing that to justify it to other people. And then we have 3, difficulties in sustaining relationships and feeling close to others. So potentially, there could be a potential relational problem here. It certainly will turn into one if he doesn't try and get help, if he doesn't try to get kind of the intervention, help, support, or treatment that he needs. And then we can see the last bit. These symptoms cause significant impairment in personal, family, social, educational, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. So these are the domains I was talking about before. We clearly see difficulties here in occupational, and we clearly see problems in family. I'm guessing it's going to be causing a difficulty in social as well. So he's meets most of that criteria. And let's think a bit about this interaction that he's just had with his daughter. So his daughter, it sounds like, has just come home. She's been out quite late. Although she says it's not late, whatever. We don't know exactly what time it is, but that's kind of not really that important, I don't think, right now. But not only do you have the general worry of being a parent with kids. So let's say Richard wasn't involved with this, but let's say it was reported in the press. I mean, we saw it was reported in the press at the beginning of Sunflowers. Then there's the natural worry that parents would have. Obviously, seeing that happen to a child, hearing about Jenny and having children yourself. It brings it home to you that these things happen out there in the world. And believe me, I really empathize with this as a father with 2 daughters. Plus, in my job as youth justice, I hear about all of the violent crime going on in my county by young people, so by people under 18. I literally get an email every morning of what children are in custody and for what offence. But at the same time as this, I know that my perspective of the world is really skewed because of that. I don't get an email that tells me about all the people who haven't done anything. People who just went about their daily lives and didn't get arrested or didn't get assaulted. And my career journey has been, it started as police, where I was attending 999 calls. That was followed by the military police. That was followed by being a military nurse and now being a therapist. So, I've got a very skewed worldview. I see the real, what would you call it, like bad side. I mean, I know bad's not a very good descriptor, but I see the bad side of stuff frequently. Anyway, let's bring this back to Richard. So he's got the usual parental worry of hearing about a child being killed. But not only that, he is directly involved. He knows what happened to Jenny in detail. I'm guessing he probably saw the body as it was so close to Screech. At the very least, he will have heard about it, what happened in detail. So he likely has that memory of seeing her, or he has a memory of hearing about how horrific things were. But he also has a daughter of his own. So he's seeing his daughter in Jenny, and he's seeing Jenny in his daughter. And, the ages, I believe, are pretty much the same. And the way that memories work is it's not just an image that's encoded, it's the whole experience. So it's likely that he gets the same responses as when he found Jenny or heard about Jenny as when he sees his daughter. So it brings everything back up again, the whole experience. And that's too painful for him. That's too difficult for him. So it comes out as hyperarousal. It comes out as dysregulation. We come out of our window of tolerance, we get hyperaroused, we get dysregulated, we start to enter a fight or flight state. The decision-making part of our brain turns down, the emotional part of our brain turns up. And you end up in a situation like this and this interaction with his daughter and his wife. And just to keep going with this, I thought about stopping talking there, but I hope I'm not boring people here. But it's the avoidance of his experience that maintains the symptoms. It's the coping strategy that is the problem. So what happens is the traumatic memories enter the mind and they're really horrible, which is understandable. You don't experience that, so you push them away, or you distract yourself, or you do some other type of coping strategy like drinking, getting drunk as he has, or he isolates himself away as it seems to be suggested here in some times, or during some time, sorry. But whatever happens, you do whatever you can to not experience those memories so they remain unprocessed. And then later on, when things are maybe calmed down, maybe when you're in a slightly better place, maybe you're coming back into your window of tolerance, the brain presents those memories to you again for another try. It's like, hey, maybe we can try it this time. Now things have calmed down a bit. And then you repeat the process. So you avoid them again, you push them away, you drink, you distract, whatever, and so on. You can see how this cycle continues. And that's how the majority of trauma therapies work. We help the brain process. It has this natural ability to process if we let it. But the problem is the person usually doesn't let it. So it doesn't get a chance to because it's so horrible to experience. So as a trauma therapist, I'll be sat there. This is why we have this element of reliving in the treatment, because we're allowing the person to process it without escaping, without avoiding, and also with some support or with someone else there. That's really our role. And this sounds really, really scary. This isn't something we just jump into. We build up to this. We build skills on how to regulate, how to cope with this, and then eventually we get to the processing. That sounds like the kind of thing that Richard could potentially benefit from here. Is there anything else? And to some degree, and this might sound harsh, and I don't mean it to sound harsh, but it's kind of true, is that really the only person who can start this process starting is Richard. Like his partner is right when he says you're the one that needs to kind of do this. Because as much as a therapist can encourage and motivate, give the skills, give the tools, be there in the processing components, we can't force someone to do that. We can try our hardest to help them and support them, but ultimately, he has to take that step. And that's really, really hard. I get it, it's hard. But therapy is an active process. It's a collaboration between a therapist and a client, but the client has to do their part. They have to be an active agent within that therapy. Otherwise, it's not going to work. I can't do therapy to someone. It doesn't work like that. That's probably it. So, I guess to sum up before I talk forever, he's clearly struggling at work. He's clearly struggling at home. He has all of the main components for the diagnostic criteria for PTSD. He most likely has them for complex PTSD. He could benefit with some help around this before things get even worse for him, especially in the domain of his family relationships. Um, yeah, there we go. I don't think there's really much more to say about that. I mean, apart from just how awesome this is that Ren is talking about this, and uh, I know Ren has his own experience of potentially traumatic experiences, but I'm always interested in how these topics are portrayed within social media. How close do they get it to what I really see in my clinical practice? How close do they get it to what I read in the literature? And this is close. This is really close. This is really good. I don't mean it's not good for Richard, it's not good for everyone involved, but it's good that this is so accurate and it gets people talking, and it helps to grow awareness. Um every time I see Ren, every time I hear him talking about mental health and trauma and stuff he's doing in Brighton, I would so wish I could be a part of it. I really do. He's got such a good thing going. He's got such a good platform to be talking about this stuff. I hope he continues to get this right. I really, really do, because it's just so important. Anyway, let's leave it there because I'm just going to go on a mad ramble otherwise. I hope you like this one. Got some more coming up, and then into the music videos again. I'm going to try to keep up with Ren now. And if Ren slows down with what he's putting out, I'm going to go back because I started doing his first album. I don't know if you remember. We got up to, is it the 1990s? I remember that track. I was working through them. And to be honest, people didn't really seem that interested in the earlier stuff. Although I like listening to it, so I'll probably just continue putting it out. But yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Goodbye.